You find yourself driving down an empty back road. There's no one behind you, but in the rearview mirror, a floating light is following. No engine, no sound, just a glow that won't stop. Welcome to Insanely True, Episode 17, Ghost Lights. Signals, spirits, or something else. They go by many names. The Marfa Lights in Texas, the Brown Mountain Lights in North Carolina, the Paulding Light in Michigan, the Min Min Light in Australia, even the Hessdalen Lights in Norway. But the stories are always the same, floating balls of light, silent, untouchable, unexplained. Sometimes they hover, sometimes they pulse, sometimes they chase. And no one, scientist or skeptic, has fully explained them. Marfa, Texas. One of the most famous ghost light stories comes from the desert of West Texas. Since the 1880s, people have reported strange glowing orbs dancing over the desert plains. They flicker red, blue, white. They split apart, merge again. At first, it was cowboys, then ranchers. Now, tourists come by the thousands. Theories range from swamp gas to mirages to headlights refracted by temperature layers. But here's the catch. The lights were reported long before cars existed, and even controlled experiments, placing observers, cameras, radar, have failed to catch anything consistent. Brown Mountain, North Carolina, first reported by Cherokee people centuries ago. The Brown Mountain Lights have been described as ghosts of a lost battle, the spirits of heartbroken lovers, and even natural plasma formations. In the 20th century, the U.S. Geological Survey investigated, concluding the lights were likely distant train or car lights. But hikers and locals say otherwise, because sometimes the lights emerge deep inside the forest, too far for vehicles, too far for explanation. Paulding, Michigan. Locals say it began in the 1960s. A light that appears at the same spot in the woods, almost nightly. No clear source. A popular story says it's the lantern of a railroad brakeman who died on the tracks. In 2010, college students recreated the phenomenon with headlights. But even skeptics admitted the original sightings predate the modern highway, and the movement of the light still doesn't match car patterns. Hessdalen, Norway. Between 1981 and 1984, a remote valley in Norway became a hotspot for strange activity. Floating lights appeared dozens of times a month, bright enough to light up the trees, fast enough to evade helicopters. They came in pulses, sometimes stayed still for minutes. Scientists installed radars, sensors, spectrometers, and what they found, the lights were real, measurable, and they emitted electromagnetic pulses. But they couldn't say what caused them. Some suggest ionized dust. Others hint at unknown atmospheric reactions. A few believe there's something else entirely. What are ghost lights, really? In almost every culture, across every continent, there are stories of willow, the wisps, floating lights that lead travelers astray. Sometimes they're warnings, sometimes they're traps, sometimes they're simply watchers. Scientists continue to propose explanations: bioluminescent organisms, static electricity, piezoelectric discharge from tectonic stress, even quantum tunneling of photons. Yes, really, but none fully explain the patterns. or the timing, or the fact that the lights seem to react to people watching. The pattern behind the pattern ghost lights don't appear in just one location. They appear in liminal zones, edges of wilderness, between towns, at geological fault lines. They appear during emotional events, during tragedy, after loss, or when people stop to look for something more. And maybe that's the answer. These aren't just lights. They're questions made visible, and they remind us that for all our instruments and formulas, there are still places where mystery has not surrendered. So next time you're walking a dark road, and the sky's quiet, but the air feels charged, keep an eye out. The ghost lights don't always want to be seen, but sometimes they choose you. For more information, please check the links in the description. And as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more insanely true stories.